monthly Clowder Contributor Spotlight. February 2023 is Atlas O Phoenix, they, them pronouns. Please note this audio component might have some extra sentences and giggles. It's our special bonus content for our listeners. Meowdy folks, this interview has no content warnings. It's pretty wholesome. Land acknowledgement.
Dakota and Anishinaabe.
Atlas, what are your signs?
My signs? Go, yes. Do you mean like astrology signs?
Yeah, your astrology sign.
Okay. My sun is Scorpio. My moon is Capricorn. And my rising is Libra.
And I ask this question of everyone, and you have a wonderful answer. How do you identify?
I have resigned from identifiers. I am just a human being.
I love that. If anyone wants to learn more about that, we have a whole interview with Atlas. You can go listen to that opinion some more.
I think it's episode 56.
What are your special interests, Atlas? Your hobbies, your favorite fandom, any of that stuff?
Okay, my interest, hobbies, and favorite fandom. I don't know if I have a fandom. I don't think I understand what fandom means unless it's like related to games. And I don't really play games at all. But I love listening to audiobooks, relationship podcasts, self-examination podcasts. Astrology gives me a more in-depth resource that I can use to better understand myself. And I love hanging out with good friends, learning more about love, internal and external. I have a sweet calico Norwegian Forest cat named Indiana Jones. Her given name is S'mores. I adopted her almost 2 years ago, and she's adorable and beautiful. And I also love to cook amazing comfort food dishes for my friends and myself. So my favorite right now is Lamb Siniyah, which is basically lamb, celery, red onion, tomato, pine nuts, and a tahini crust. And I think it's been described as, this tastes so good, I want to cry. And the other description was, this tastes like a long, warm hug. So yeah, I love doing that.
I love that. So Atlas, how did you find the Clowder? Do you want to tell us your origin story with the community?
Sure, I do. I was interviewed by you June 22nd, Pride Month, after you saw a post or two that I made on Instagram and reached out to me. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. So I watched an episode and looked you up and stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure. I looked at your Instagram, and so I dressed up as a phoenix and came on the show, and it was a lot of fun. I also had COVID. And so I was supposed to be in a play that month, and instead made this amazing film called Ordinary that I just love. And then I'd just done a interview with the Star Tribune where I resigned from identifiers. And Star Tribune is our major news publication in Minnesota. And so afterwards, all of a sudden I got this text from you that was like, I want to talk to you about co-hosting the show. And I'm like, what? So we had this conversation that was really great. And it's been an amazing and challenging journey. I just invested in some podcast equipment due to contributions to tips from patrons. And so I was able to get a boom mic stand, a sound dampener, and also a foam cover for my mic. And so the quality of my sound is going to sound even better than this. And so I'm excited about that. And that's why it's great to have patrons help us out, because we're able to up the game of the show and make it sound really good. And so I'm so grateful. And now I will look and sound great. Meow.
I love that. Just one more time, can you share again what you contribute to the Clowder?
I am the co-host for Genderful, and I've been co-hosting since September. Matter of fact, my first show was by myself because I believe you were camping at that time. And so I got to interview Aiden Dowling with a Trace app and Point of Pride Foundation. And that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of restarts between myself and Lee, and it was fine. By the time we got started, which was maybe 45 minutes later or something, Aiden and I had so much time together that we were able to have such a natural rapport when we were talking during the interview. And it was a shorter interview, but it was pretty impactful, I think. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And let me see here. And what I call myself is a comfy co-host. And I also put together the intro and outro with the music from Meg's and Gender Meowster's recorded tracks. Meg's has this beautiful piece of music called Hope and goes under Soma. And you had recorded your audio verbiage for the intro and outro, and then I recorded mine, and then I put it all together and mixed the sound and everything. And we're still working on it, so it's nice to have the new equipment coming today and tomorrow, so I can re-record my intro and outro and then remix everything. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's a great intro. I really love what you did with that, and I appreciate your hard work on it.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of like hard work because I just couldn't get sound quality. But now with like my new equipment coming in, I'm just like, I'm gonna rock this outro or an intro. So I'm super excited.
I love that. Atlas, what do you love about the Clowder? Why is the community and its content important to you?
I love the solidarity within the Clowder. The community and content is inspirational and deeply educational. And I'm constantly learning something new every time I interact with the community, and it's awesome and a rewarding experience. I get to learn and understand more about others, and I get to show up more for myself and for other people too. Can't go wrong.
So, Alice, can you please share your gratitude for our patrons in your own words? Feel free to share anything you've been able to buy with the tips that you've received or patronage from the Clowder.
I have so much gratitude for the whole experience because I wasn't expecting at all. When I agreed to do the show, it was just because I thought it was cool and it'd be fun to do. And so I have a lot of gratitude for the whole experience, and with the comments patrons leave that are all full of loving support and kindness, that really feels really special. And it feels like I made the right decision to join the Clowder. And with the tips, I've been able to purchase podcast equipment for the show. Sunday, I got a pleasant surprise when I got my tips, and it was like almost $100. And I was able to buy a soundproofing shield, a boom arm, and a foam cover for my mic. And I was able to not even think twice about it. I was also able to buy an additional microphone for my production for Beautiful Boy, which is, it's very helpful for me because I live below the poverty level. So any little extra money that I can get towards my project, whether it's for Genderful, the development of my own podcast, and also my film Beautiful Boy, it's just great. It's great. And it's inspired me to create another podcast that I hope will be engaging in the future. And that podcast is called Beautiful Boy, Are You Experienced? And it's just analyst of movies that I really enjoy watching. And my creativity has sprung wide open. And so it's helped me figure out how to show up more for Genderful and for other Gender Federation streams, but also like people in my life too, and just like friends and loved ones, how to show up more for them. And it starts by showing up for myself and being like, okay, what are my values and what do I need today? And so I just want to thank all the patrons and just say thank you all so very much. All of this would not be possible without our patrons' belief in us and our mission. So I just want to say a big shout out and big thank you.
Thank you so much, Atlas. Folks, if you'd like to learn more about Atlas Phoenix, you can check out Atlas's website, which has the ordinary trailers, patron plans, if you'd like to support Atlas in an ongoing way with the Beautiful Boy project. And that's at beautifulboy.com, so you spell boy.com. Atlas has some handles on Instagram and Facebook, beautiful BOI Atlas Phoenix. Also linked here is Atlas's Genderful episode, which is 56. So you can see that fabulous Phoenix costume. And the intro that Atlas mentioned debuted episode 73, which is my interview, Gender Meowster's interview. So if you'd like to see Atlas interviewing me and hear the new intro, that's on episode 73. What did you all think about this post? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next month. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, that's great. See you next month, everybody. Thanks again.